Had a dream I was sitting down for a pancake breakfast and the waiter asked if I wanted milk or OJ. 3 weeks later. At the same restaurant from my dream. Had never been there before. Had the same waiter, who I had never seen before, ask me if I wanted milk or OJ. Was tripping with a few friends and one of the other guy's girlfriends and I connected. Had a weird revelation and saw envisioned us married. We had just met like a few weeks before. 7 years later and we're married with 2 beautiful children. Glitch in the matrix or just the LSD talking? I'll let you decide. Regardless. Coolest and trippiest moment of my life. 3 years into high school. Sat at the same benches as always. I look up into the courtyard and go, huh? Is that tree new? One lone tree. Apparently had been there the whole time but I just didn't see it for 3 years. I threw a rock at a window and it smashed, but then a few minutes later the window wasn't smashed. This happened about a month ago. I took a bowl of leftover pasta out of the refrigerator and set it on the counter. I turned to get some bread and when I turned back it was not there. I am 100% sure that I had the bowl in my hands at one point. I looked for at least 15 minutes for it. All over the house. I remember looking for it in the sink. I thought I was losing it. I called my wife and left several messages. When she got home from class I told her about it and she said that she had it for lunch. And that the bowl was in the sink. It still bothers me to think about it. My fiancé's fish jumped out of its tank. Never seen again. Not even the corpse. They don't have any other animal and the floor was clear. Every time I'm walking in the park, I walk behind my tall friends. With that being said, I sometimes run through spider webs that were supposed to be broken by the people in front of me. I hate spiders. And a spider web in the mouth is such a horrible feeling. My friend and I were once outside his house while he changed his girlfriend's car battery. It was after dark and it was super foggy out that night. We were just talking when suddenly a white light flashed from everywhere for a split second. We looked around to see what could have caused it but didn't see anything. None of the neighbors' lights were on. No cars were nearby. Nothing. To this day, we remain convinced that a Terminator went back in time to his neighborhood. One day I'm hanging out with my brother and his wife. As we're chatting, we mention Gauntlet, Legends registered sign and wife says what's that? Both my brother and I respond the exact same sentence with perfectly matched intonation and voice tone. We said, oh it's a. We glance at each other and then say a game. We collectively shoot a brick at how we even matched the drawn out way of saying game. Even the glance was like we had rehearsed it. We can chalk it up brothers spending lots of time together. I was waiting for my son's football match to start so I went to get a coffee. There was 2 people serving. One was a lady who was bending down sorting out stuff under the counter and a bloke standing up. He looks at me and asks, what you having mate? I reply black coffee please. No problem he says sugar. 2 please mate I say. The lady stands up and nods at me as if to say hello. I nod back and turn around to see if my lad's game has started. When I turn my attention back to the coffee stand they are back in the same position. What you having mate he says again. Yeah, black coffee I say. No problem. Sugar? Yeah, 2. The lady straightens and nods at me. It was so weird that I felt off for the rest of the day. I regret not saying didn't we just do this? But for whatever reason I just wandered off. I remember once I had to be up at 7:20 to get ready to do something. I woke up. Saw it was 20 past. I showered. Brushed my teeth. Dressed. Had breakfast. Got my stuff together and had a bit of spare time so had a read. Then I noticed it was really quiet and still quite dark. I had woken at 12:20. I had only slept for 20 minutes. This was truly bizarre. I had no choice but to go back to bed. Then I woke at 8. Late for my appointment. Well, a girl in my high school class that sits next to me suddenly changed skin color one day, black to brown, and I was like, OHH, guess she moved. Then everyone is calling her the same name and I'm like, wow, what a coincidence, but she also has the same last name, so Street lights. True story, myself and my wife counted, and in the span of 1 month, I had at least 2 street lights per night go out while I passed under them. At one point we had a string of 8 lights go out in a row as I passed under each one. After that month, it was May, I haven't had a light go out since. Me and my parents were looking for the car in a shopping mall parking lot. We just left the late night movie session, so it's quite empty because the mall is closed. We left the car in the 6th floor. So we go to the elevator and press 6. The doors open and we're on the 5th floor. We walk back inside and press 6 again. Doors open and we're on the 7th. Okay, there's probably some issue with the elevator. We look for another one. Same thing happens. We try another one and there's no number 6. Okay, let's take the stairs. There's no door for the 6th floor. So after about 40 minutes wandering around thinking we entered a wormhole and are stuck in a ducking parking lot, we suddenly end up on the 6th floor and find the car. Went with 2 friends to a condo they used only on the weekends. Myself and one of my friends were wearing sunglasses and took them off when we entered the condo, because it was not a primary residence. Furnishing was sparse. Couch, coffee table, dining table, a loft bedroom with a bed, dresser, nightstands, and that was pretty much it. We put our weekend bags away and then got ready to leave for lunch. But my friend and I could not for the life of us find our sunglasses. The condo was tiny with only a handful of places to put something. Yet, both pairs were missing. We gave up and went out to lunch. When we returned, everyone took a nap. I woke up with a start and found my sunglasses resting on my chest. This was in the loft bedroom, which was not anywhere near where I would have placed my sunglasses upon entering the condo. My friends were both completely conked out and snoring away. Can't explain it. My other friend never did find her sunglasses. Was on a train listening to music when I looked at what time it was. After listening to a 3-4 minute long song, I look at the time again and it's 10 minutes later. To this day, I still can't explain it and swear that I only listened to one song, not multiple. True story that still scares the shit out of me for reasons I don't understand. I was 15 at the time. Had a dream where I went to this arcade I'd normally frequently go. I was with my buddy, and before walking outside to wait for our ride we both buy sodas to go. We're squatting outside on the curb holding our drinks, looking into the parking lot. I finish my drink and for no reason I start putting my hand in my soda cup and continually throw ice out of the cup onto the ground. I pause for a second and say softly to myself, deja vu, as even in my dream I was thinking I'd seen this somewhere before. I then lift my head up, look left, and see 2 kids with skateboards riding. And then I wake up. About 10 days later, I'm at the arcade again with my same buddy. Before walking out to wait for our ride we both buy sodas. We go outside and sit on the curb in the same spot in my dream. I finish mine and again I start repeatedly throwing ice out of the cup. I pause and say softly to myself, deja vu. I freeze in pure terror, realizing I was repeating the same actions in my dream, and recognizing that the deja vu I had in my dream was only deja vu because it's now happening 10 days later. I slowly crank my head to the left because I heard some noise, and to my further shock I see 2 kids walking towards me with skateboards in their hands. I sprung to my feet and started flipping out with my buddy still sitting, confused and asking me what was wrong. For what it's worth, purchasing a soda while leaving and throwing ice out of my cup aren't normal rituals. In fact, it was the first time I could remember doing either of those 2 things.